Rick Deezel, and welcome to the very first episode of the Rick Deezel Show. Now, on this first episode, I was supposed to have had a very special guest, Mr. Tim Daniels from the ZCW. Well, it didn't quite work out because we were going to film this very first episode at the January 24th show in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Now, as many of you promoters and wrestlers out there know, there's a lot going on and a lot to do, and everybody is very, very busy at a wrestling show before, during, and after. Well, at this particular show on January 24th, when it come time to film the Rick Deezel Show, it was after the show, a lot of stuff to do, and to be honest with you, there just wasn't enough people left to help Rick Deezel get his particular job taken care of in time for us to get on out of the building, so I didn't get to film the show that night, so we had to throw the set together right here in front of the green screen and do the very first episode here. I do apologize to Tim Daniels for not being able to have him on the show and to discuss the things we want to discuss, because I'll be honest with you, I had some things I really want to talk to him about. But I do appreciate him giving me all the help that he gave me in getting my stuff taken care of last night. But anyway, moving on. First things first, I would like to welcome the newest affiliate to the AIWF. That's right, we have yet another new affiliate. Full Effect Wrestling has joined the Allied Independent Wrestling Federations, and we want to welcome them aboard. You can find the link to their site on the affiliate news page under the heading of AIWF's newest affiliate. You can go to their page, check those guys out. I really appreciate the fact that Full Effect Wrestling has joined up with the AIWF, and we hope to get some video for them over on the Cyber Zone real soon, as well as video from TIWF, Shockwave, Zone Championship Wrestling. I know we haven't seen a lot of many of those guys, but we are working on getting their video in for the Cyber Zone, which is, I feel like, it's going to pretty soon become one of the hottest internet wrestling shows out there. Now, let's keep things going around the Rick Deezel Show, so we like to keep things short, sweet, and to the point. My first point is ZCW. This is why I really wanted Tim Daniels on the show, because I wanted to ask him what is going through his mind when he sat down and said, I want to put Kenny and Buggy Boy in the finals for the ZCW tournament. Now, I know that they had this whole thing, the ZCW tag tournament, by the way. I know that they had this whole thing that they had tag team matches, but I don't even think Kenny and Buggy Boy should have ever been in the tournament to begin with. It's no secret how I feel about Kenny. I do not think the fact that they were even allowed in the tournament was right, and now here they are, boom. You've got two complete idiots representing the ZCW as tag team champions. Now, like I said before, it's no secret how I feel about Kenny. I know all he wants to do is be friends, but Kenny, I have to tell you, if somebody got the internet up for you and you're watching this, I'm sick and tired of you coming up to me after the shows, backstage, wanting to shake my hand, give me a hug. I don't give a damn about Snuggles. I don't want to hold Snuggles. I don't want to pet Snuggles. I don't want Snuggles in my back pocket. I don't like you, Kenny. I am not your friend. I think the fact that you go out and throw candy to everybody is not doing anything short of promoting tooth decay to all these kids out there. I think you're a bad influence. And I think Sesame Street is a lame-ass show. Come on, seriously. Talking puppets? Give me a break. And Buggy Boy, every time I look you in the face and I see that big old yellow smile, I just want to slap you. I'm so sick of these two. It is just beyond belief. And I wanted to ask Tim Daniels what was going through his mind. And I will have him on this show someday. And I will ask him to his face what was going through his mind when he even allowed them in that tournament with the likes of superstars such as Jimmy Love and Lewis Moore. And now there you go. ZCW has tag team champions that are complete idiots. But that's okay, because someday they're going to have to defend those belts. And no matter how much you fans get behind them, no matter how much you cheer, no matter how much you eat the Kenny's candy, and no matter how... and another thing, why are these kids so willing to take candy from this stranger? Most of these kids have never seen Kenny before until they see him at a show. You don't know who he is. But someday they're going to have to defend those titles, and the ZCW can have champions they're proud of. Now, moving on to C4W. As many of you may know, C4W is very well has all the makings of being the weirdest federation in the AIWF. Now, it's unfortunate that Don Carson has got stuck with being the head of C4W. Now, I've talked to Don, and I'll get more into that in just a second. But Don Carson has been made the head of C4W, and as many of you may know, I know a lot of you don't know who Don Carson is, but a lot of the old hardcore AIWF fans from the mid-90s know exactly who Don Carson is. He's an old school wrestler. He's from the old school style, and one thing he can't stand is gimmicky wrestling. Now, I had a chance to interview Don Carson not too long ago, right, as an exclusive for the Rick Deezel Show. Now, unfortunately, I had to interview Don Carson in a rather strange place, but I got that interview, and we're going to show that right now. And I want you to be the judge of what you think is going through Don Carson's mind. Now, keep in mind, he is under the influence of a lot of morphine. But let's go to that right now. Hello, this is Rick Deezel, and I am on the road going to do an exclusive interview with the Director of Operations for C4W, Mr. Dangerous Don Carson. Now, not many people can get an interview with Don Carson, but I'm Rick Deezel, and I can do pretty much anything I want to because I am that damn good. The only problem with today's interview is that it is going to have to be conducted in a place that, well, it's got to be conducted right here. This is Hugh Chatham Memorial Hospital, and that's where Dangerous Don Carson is at the moment. So we're going to go inside and sit down and talk to Don Carson about things concerning himself and the C4W. Here at the hospital, I asked the lady up front if they'd been giving him any trouble, but so far so good. And in room 265. Hello wrestling fans, this is Rick Deezel for the Rick Deezel Show, and I'm here with Don. Wake up! I'm here with Don Carson, and he's not feeling too bad here at Hugh Chatham Memorial Hospital in Elkin, North Carolina. So, what brought you here, Don? What's got you stuck in this place?
You guys got me stuck in this place. My nerves is tore up. I just can't handle this C4W mess. It's got me tore up. I don't sleep. I'm not eating. It's just got me in a mess. And
PMS?
In a mess.
Oh, in a mess. Okay.
If you excuse me, I'm on a lot of medication.
I understand, man. I understand. They got you doped up pretty good.
Yes, they do. Thank goodness.
You look like you're feeling no pain.
I'm not feeling no pain.
Well, I guess my first question for you is, I watched the draft,
Yeah.
and I got to know what the reasoning was behind some of your draft picks. Ooh, we have a visitor.
Okay.
Like a paper?
It's a nurse.
Sure.
Are you a nurse?
Nope.
Just paper lady.
There
Housekeeper.
we go. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Uh-huh.
No, I didn't do that right there.
No, I didn't either. President Barack Obama. Had nothing to do with that here.
No.
But anyway,
We got a mistake anyway.
getting back to our question.
Yeah.
What possessed you to make some of the picks that you made? I mean, you picked like all masked wrestlers.
Well, you know, it's because it's a circus. If you're going to run a circus, you need some clowns. And what better clown? And clowns wear masks. You know, so that's the reason why I did it.
Well, you're a very old school wrestler. I know that. A lot of fans out there remember you from way back.
That's it.
And as we were discussing before we turned the camera on, you're not real comfortable with the fact that you got stuck in C4W.
Right.
Because it's not what you were used to.
Right.
You're used to old school style, and that you actually wanted classic.
Right.
But Tim Dolan already has classic.
Right. But, you know.
Come on, man, you got to stay away from it.
We got, you know, maybe we can work something out to switch it or something. I don't like mass wrestling. I don't like the comic of it. I don't like the gimmicks. It's just kind of clowny to me. It's like a circus. And, you know, if you're going to have a circus, like I said, and I am old school, I fit better toward classic. And, you know, you let Jim Dolan have it, and he could do better over here than what I could. But, you know, they're going to step up one way or another. something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. It's got me so tore up. My nerves have been so fried. I end up in this hospital, IVs and all kind of crap on me, and my nerves are just shot, man. And I've sat in here and I've learned to, I've come to terms with it to the point that something's gonna happen big. I'm gonna figure something out here.
Well, I guess you made the statement before we went on the air that you was either going to straighten it out or shut it down.
That's right. It's either going to be my way and be great, or I'll run it in the ground. It'll be over. It's not going to be middle ground. I mean, like I said, I'll run it in the ground. I'll shut it off.
Well, do you have any? Have you come up with any plan or anything to get this thing kicked off the ground, or are you just kind of keeping that under wraps?
I'm going to keep it under wraps for right now. I mean, I'm not in any really position to talk today. I'm kind of too medicated, and some of the stuff I just don't want to get into. I'm going to be telling things I shouldn't, and I'm not ready to do that. So you'll just have, unfortunately, we'll just have to watch and see what's going to happen. Watch and see. What changes will be made.
Well, I understand. Well, man, I'm gonna let you sleep. Don Carson's kind of wiped out, so.
All right.
He's. You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm with you, dude.
All right,
I'm with you.
Well, Don Carson, he's pretty much saying he's going to do one of two things with C4W. He's going to straighten her out and run her in the ground. He is not happy with being in C4W. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
That's it.
You don't need me to adjust that drip over anything, do you?
Yeah, maybe hit the button for some more morphine.
All right, this is Rick Deezel, and we'll see you next time right here on the Rick Deezel Show. There you go. The interview with Don Carson. Now, like I said, it was unfortunate that I had to interview him in a hospital, but he's under a lot of stress with this whole C4W thing. And to be honest with you, that was an interesting interview in itself, but if you could have just seen, the guy who went with me had done the camera work. He had already packed up the camera and went back down to the truck, and I had decided to hang out with Don, just have a little personal time, hang out and talk with him. And you should have heard some of the things he said as that morphine was kicking in even better after the cameras went down. It's kind of sad. I'm kind of sorry. I'm sorry he's there, but hey, it made for a great interview. But I'm kind of sorry the camera didn't catch the rest of it. But I'm telling you, Don Carson is the type of person that he has two things in mind. He'll run C4W the way he sees fit, or he'll run it in the ground. Now, only time will tell about that. Now, on February the 21st, the AIWF is having capital punishment in Elkin, North Carolina. And a lot of people know that Elkin is where C4W is going to be based. So we'll see what happens. You don't want to be there to see what happens. As really, it's not only is the capital punishment, it's going to be a kickoff for C4W. And I'm interested to see what happens on February 21st in Elkin, North Carolina. All right, now, another thing I want to talk about, so like I said, this is a Rick Deezel Show. It ain't all. It's mainly about the AIWF, but I will stray out away from the AIWF from time to time. And in this segment, I like to call "What Pisses Rick Off." I want to talk about, and I know it's a little late, but I want to talk about Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling. Now, if that wasn't the biggest joke that has ever been put on television, and put the name wrestling anywhere near it, and I don't know what was. And if anybody out there did not think from the very beginning that Dennis Rodman was not walking away with the Celebrity Championship Wrestling belt, then you, my friend, are the biggest idiot on the planet. You may be dumber than Kenny and Buggy Boy. Because with the relationship that Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman had in the past, in the old WCW, why in the world would he give that belt to anybody else? And that's what pisses me off. Because, damn it, Danny Bonaducci was by far the best performer on that show. He was by far the most popular, the better athlete, and he was 200 times the personality that Dennis Rodman was. Now, Dennis Rodman can be in a dress. Dennis Rodman can have holes poked all in his face. I don't care. He is not only half the man Danny Bonaducci is, but he is twice the woman Danny Bonaducci is. And that's what's pissing Rick off this week. Now, I'll tell you what. This about wraps it up for the Rick Deezel Show for this episode. I want to tell you, I need you folks to do me a favor. I need you to send me comments to AIWF20@hotmail.com. Put in the subject box, Rick Deezel Show, because we don't want it to get deleted. People think it's junk mail. I'll take your questions. I'll take your comments. I'll take your girlfriend. But I do not want your wife, because they're usually all wore out and ragged. But I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you love me. I want to hear from you. I want to talk about the things you want to hear about, whether it's AIWF and its affiliates, which I will mainly talk about, but I will take the opportunity, if it's a good enough subject, to stray away and talk about Vince McMahon and his crew, which I refuse to call them WWE. I will not do that, because you know what? I'll talk about that right now. I think that's a travesty of justice. I think the World Wildlife Federation is a very unsavory business, for the fact that they waited till Vince McMahon built his company into a multi-billion-dollar empire, and then they decided they wanted to take their name away. So all you panda lovers out there, I'm not happy. I do not like the fact it was wrong, and you're a bunch of jerks. Now, we'll talk about TNA. Won't touch much on other independent federations, because to be honest with you, the only independents I care about is ones who are under the AIWF banner, because they're what's important to AIWF and Rick Deezel. But that wraps it up for this episode of the Rick Deezel Show. Don't forget to send me those emails so that we can talk about what you want to hear about right here on this show. Love me or hate me, I am Rick Deezel, and I'll see you next time.